Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Maiza and all. We are from Group 2 and today we are going to present our project for this BIL3343 Second Language Acquisition subject.
Hello, my name is HAQIM bin NAJAMUDDIN. So what is actually X? X is a social media application that is previously known as Twitter. So back in 2022, Elon Musk, he bought Twitter and rebranded it into X. So my friends and I, and even most of you must be using Twitter, right? X actually allows users to post content such as like personal ideas, confessions, thoughts, ideas, and even informative content such as sports, education, entertainment, and even news. Every part of the world, like literally everyone, can reach and see the content. Not only that, users can also engage in public conversations. How? Like they can comment on others' posts, they can quote the post, and they can also like direct message the person that they want to. X also keep users updated on breaking news. Like, do you realize that when something happened, the event will go viral and trending on X? Lastly, X also allows users to follow their topic of interest. Actually, users can choose what kind of content that they want to see on their page. They can choose anything from the range of entertainment, sports, health, business, beauty. So by choosing their own topic of interest, they're able to basically find and connect with a community that share the same interests as theirs. When they find a community, they can exchange ideas, thoughts, perspectives, and feelings with each other. What are the rationale of X in second language acquisition? Firstly, students, learners, everyone basically can immerse themselves in the language that they are currently acquiring by posting content, engaging in the public conversations, and following topics of interest. So when they enter a community and interact or engage with the content in English, they start to depend on the use of English in order to communicate with the community. So subconsciously, they somehow achieve the second language acquisition without the nudge towards learning. So they achieve the language that they are acquiring through the community that they find and build. Secondly, students can subconsciously enhance their proficiency. How? By actively participating in discussions and also reading updates on the topics of interest in English. So when they enter the community who have the same interests as theirs, they use English to communicate. Then they start to become dependent on English. So when they interact in English, they get used to it. So the community basically enable them to get used to English to the point that they subconsciously become fluent in it without even having a proper and structured learning.
Selecting the X app for facilitating second language learning beyond the classroom setting is a strategic decision due to its ability to provide access to diverse content. Here are the key points justifying this choice. The first one is cultural exposure. Language learning is deeply intertwined with cultural understanding. The X app integrates cultural content from different regions where the target language is spoken. This exposure helps users grasp contextual nuances, expressions, and cultural references, making their language use more authentic and relatable. The second one is personalized language acquisition experience. The app uses adaptive technology to adjust content to the individual needs and progress of each user. By analyzing our user performance and preferences, the X app can recommend diverse content that matches their proficiency level and interests, ensuring continuous engagement in effective language acquisition. Lastly, updated and relevant content. The X app regularly updates new content to include current events, trending topics, and new cultural insights. This ensures that users are not only practicing the language, but also staying informed about relevant developments in regions where the language is spoken.
X, a prominent social media platform, can significantly contribute to building digital literacy through various strategies. X is a great tool for gathering and disseminating global content because of its enormous reach and real-time nature. Through the practice of following digital literacy experts, educators, and organizations, users can obtain a constant supply of useful knowledge and tools. Global threats enable in-depth inquiry of digital literacy principle in a comprehensible fashion by decomposing complicated subject into a sequence of connected contents. Users are empowered by this accessibility to keep up with industry advancement and hone their abilities over time. With the help of hashtags, users can effortlessly participate in real-time conversation about digital literacy. Additionally, users can exchange ideas, ask questions, and share experiences. Moreover, the polling features on X allows for the creation of interactive quizzes and surveys.
The third justification for selected application is to increase motivation. We can see that X offers a variety of language resources. So in order for it to suit the variety of interests, X offers a wide range of language-related content such as vocabulary lists, grammar advice, real-world conversations, and cultural insights. So the second way it can help improve motivation is through goal setting and tracking. Teacher will need their students to tweak their goals and their progress updates to create a sense of accountability and motivation for them to achieve these goals. Lastly is through community building. Students are able to join or create a class-specific hashtag to foster a sense of community where students can share their work, ideas, and experience.
The last reason why we choose X as the core of this activity is due to the opportunity to get real-world interactions. So learners, they can read and write in real-world context. Why? Because they have the opportunity to interact with anyone around the globe and engage with any content or any post on X using the target language. In this case, English. Learners can also participate in public conversations, follow the topics of interest, and also they can stay updated on the current event. So when they interact with the content or the community that they wanted to join, they see how the language is used in everyday communication by the native speaker or anyone who is fluent in English. So subconsciously, they acquire English. When they see, they imitate. And when they imitate, they apply it in real-world situations.
Echoes of Critic is an account dedicated to movie, song, and book reviews. Students can leverage this platform to build a community of like-minded individuals. Through the interactions in English, they subconsciously expand their vocabulary and improve their fluency without realizing it. The first step is the teacher introduces an X account full of books, song, and movie reviews. This can deepen the students' understanding of various cultures and languages while also developing their language proficiency by reading these reviews. The next step is students need to scroll the page and find the post they are interested in. They will analyze the tweet's content, determine how relevant it is to their interest, and decide which tweets to interact with as they read through them. The third step is students need to comment on any post and reply to others' posts. This encourages them to explore diverse topics, perspectives, and voices, broadening their horizons and exposing them to new ideas and perspectives.
So now we are going to look at the example of interaction between students on the platform of X through direct message.
As you can see, these are the comments and interactions from the movies, songs, and books from the account.
The fourth instruction is students can direct message or DM someone who shares the same interest as them through the comments they read and reply. It prompts them to initiate and maintain a conversation through written communication. Fifth instruction is students can engage in interactions with anyone who shares the same interest as theirs, such as books, songs, and movies. This exposure helps them grasp informal language, slangs, and expressions commonly found on social media platforms nowadays. And lastly is students need to share the interaction that happened in X during the classroom session, so they will receive feedbacks from peers and teachers. These are the screenshots that shows the interaction between students on the platform of X through direct message. We can see that both of them shares the same interest of song, which is less than 0 by the weekend.
This activity aligns with the behaviorism theory in second language acquisition. The X account that is full with movies, song, and book reviews serve as the stimulus. The students give their responses by commenting on the post and also interact with the community that share the same interests as theirs within the X account. So when the student strolls the X account to find the songs, books, or movie reviews that they like or that they favor, they are exposed to the use of English. So when they're exposed to the use of English, when they find the content that they like, they interact with the community of practice, basically a community of people who share the same interests as theirs, as they wanted to discuss and share their thoughts and feelings about the content. So this particular exposure and also interaction can actually foster the development of English language responses, and basically over time the use of English becomes a habit. The use of English for the communications becomes a habit to the point that they become fluent in English, and subconsciously they acquire the English rather than they learn it. Besides, the students also can imitate the language used during the interactions under the comments and also engagement with the other content. So by reading the comments from the native speaker or anyone who is fluent in English, it actually helps to internalize the correct language forms and also develop their fluency without they even realizing it, as they are influenced by that community of practice.
Connectivitism says learning happens through connections and digital resources. So imagine the app X helps you acquire a new language by connecting you with other learners and native speakers around the world. You can chat with them, join discussions, and practice speaking in real situations. Okay, so the first one is network creation. By using the X platform, students create and engage in a community where they can find and share reviews on books, songs, and movies. This aligns with the connectivist idea that learning is distributed across a network of connections. The second point is ideas and thoughts sharing. Students comment on posts and reply to others, which involves sharing their understanding and perspectives. This interaction represents the flow of information within a network. Then, interest-based connections. The ability to DM others who share similar interests allows students to form sub-networks based on specific topics, further enhancing their learning through focused discussion.
X is a powerful mediator in language acquisition. X enables collaboration and communication among users, native speaker, educated, language enthusiasts, reflecting FADZLI's key emphasis on social interaction and cultural tools in cognitive development. Number 2, meaningful social interactions. Posts, replies, direct messages, and X spaces, all these features facilitate social interaction that enhance language skills, similar to FADZLI's concept of zone of proximal development, where users or learners develop through guided interaction. Number 3, language learning communities and hashtags. Connecting with peers, mentors, and educators through communities and hashtags foster a supportive environment, emphasizing the importance of social context in cognitive development. And lastly, immediate feedback mechanism. Corrections, suggestions, and encouragement. Prompt feedback help user identify and correct mistakes in real time, reinforcing accurate language use. This aligns with the social cultural emphasis on the role of the more knowledgeable other.
The first potential problems or issues when doing this activity is the students are open to the risk of interacting with child predator and become the victim of child grooming. The global connectivity of X actually allows students to communicate with anyone all around the world, and sometimes they don't even know who are the person they are interacting with. So the students, they are open to the risk of receiving inappropriate messages and also being targeted by the people or by individuals with malicious intent. I give you one example to further illustrate these problems. So a student comments on the post about movie review saying that, oh, I love this movie because it teach me to be brave, for example. And then an unknown person unknowingly came and also comments under the review. So because of sharing the same interest, they began to basically like direct message each other and also discuss and talk about the movie. At first, the conversation may seem normal, everything is good, everything is about their feelings and perspectives about the movie, but then the unknown person started to ask about the student's age, where they live, and also ask for their pictures. So this is the kind of red flag in the conversations that the students need to avoid so that they can avoid become the victim of child predator. So we come up with several solutions to basically like avoid the problems or avoid being the victims of child predator. Firstly, the teacher should emphasize the importance of not sharing personal information online to unknown people, such as the full names, the address, phone number, and even the school name. So when the student receive this kind of messages, they are instructed to just block the person. Secondly, teachers should provide like basically a guideline on how to identify or avoid suspicious individuals. So, for example, teachers should give the list of red flags conversations in direct message, such as requests for personal information, overly friendly or intrusive behavior, and also messages that make the students feel uncomfortable or unsafe. And the students should be taught to avoid interacting with this kind of people with that send them like weird tweets or message that seem out of context and also inappropriate. And lastly, teachers have to inform parents about the use of X in this activity. It is because teachers, they don't have the power to control the students' activity outside the classroom. So by informing the parents, they can actually like monitor their child's online activity, ensuring that the children or the students, they follow the safety guidelines and report any suspicious interactions to a trusted adult.
Cyberbullying on X is a pressing concern due to the platform's wide reach and instant communication capability. Teachers play a crucial role ensuring that students navigate the online world safely and responsibly. Guidance is equally important in helping students use social media safely, especially X. Teachers should educate students on best practices for maintaining privacy, such as setting strong passwords, understanding privacy settings, and being cautious about the information they share online. Lessons on digital citizenship should cover the importance of respectful communication, the impact of cyberbullying, and strategies for dealing with negative interaction. Encouraging critical thinking about the content they encounter and share can help students become more discerning users of social media. By fostering open discussion and providing practical advice, teachers can empower students to navigate social media platforms responsibly, reducing the risks associated with online interaction and promoting positive digital culture.
The third one is privacy concerns. When using the X applications, students might unintentionally disclose their personal information to strangers or to anyone they do not know, which could result in identity theft. The safeguarding measures that can be taken are teachers need to teach the students the value of privacy setting and how to limit access to who can see their personal information and posts. The teacher also need to teach the students about new development in online privacy and updated best practices.